So you're dreaming of life on Longboat Key, those turquoise waters, the quiet beaches, the luxury homes. But before you pack your bags, there are a few things you need to know. Because as beautiful as this island looks, it's not quite the same as living on the mainland. And those differences can make or break your experience. I'm Gina Ursini with Bristol Realty, and in this video, I am sharing 15 things you should know before moving to Longboat Key. Whether you're planning a permanent move or just considering a second home, this guide will help you understand what it is really like to live on this island. So let's start with the reason most people fall in love with this island. The beaches. Because once you see that turquoise water for yourself, you're going to understand why so many buyers decide they have to call Longboat Key home. Now, if you have not witnessed the incredible blue-green waters of Longboat Key, then you are in for a pleasant surprise. The sparkling waters of the Gulf of Mexico, combined with the soft white sand, lures visitors worldwide. One of the significant advantages of making a move to Longboat Key is the beach and its uncrowded conditions. It makes our 10 miles of beach seem very, very private. Now, in addition, the neighborhoods also have deeded beach access, and those include communities on the bayside. A disadvantage is that access points provide limited parking. Some access points provide no parking at all. Our beaches are closed from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily, but how you find where there is a beach access point is along Gulf of Mexico Drive. You're going to see these blue signs that indicate beach access. Number 2, pets. Pets are family. I know because I have a large dog myself. Longboat Key as a whole is pet friendly, but if you are considering condo living, then you need to review each condo's pet policies in Longboat Key. For the most part, the condominiums along the beachfront do not allow pets. Other condominium complexes will allow pets, but there are restrictions on the number of pets, the weight, and the breed. Single-family home communities are more likely the best option when it comes to pet lovers. Pets are not allowed on our beaches in Longboat Key, unfortunately. But if you want to bring them swimming, the nearby Bird Key Park, which is next to John Ringling Bridge in Sarasota, is a wonderful location for pets who enjoy the water. Number 3. The FEMA 50% rule. A lot of Longboat Key homes situated on prime lots were built in the 1960s and later. So when searching for your next dream home, an ideal location may prompt you to want to renovate. But that FEMA 50% rule may squash your dreams. The National Flood Insurance Program regulation states that the cost of improvements shall not exceed 50% of the assessed value. If it's greater than 50%, then that entire structure must be brought to the current flood elevation standards. Now, this can be accomplished several ways. First, you can elevate the property, or you can add flood venting. Or, in most cases, it's most effective to tear down and build new. Now, keep in mind the 50% rule does not apply to condos. This only applies to single-family homes. But how discouraging would that be to purchase a home and then find out you cannot move forward as planned? When moving to Longboat Key, using an agent equipped with a proper understanding of building and renovating on Longboat Key is vital to that home buying process. Number 4, the heat and humidity. Now, when we moved to Florida over 30 years ago, it was in mid-August. My previous visits to Florida were always in the winter. So as I got out of the car, I was taken back by that extreme heat. It was just so completely unexpected. But there is a good trade-off. During the winter months in Florida, temperatures average in the low mid-70s with very little rain. Longboat Key is perfect weather most of the time, especially when trading in those winter boots and jackets for shorts and flip-flops. Once June and July come around, though, those temperatures are going to hit the 90s, and with the humidity, it's going to feel in the high 90s to the low 100s. Now, on a positive note, the comfortable weather lasts longer than the hot and muggy months. The extreme heat and humidity will produce some daily thunderstorms, which quickly move in and then move out of the area. And then the next thing you know, the sun is out again. So yes, the summers take a little getting used to, but when winter rolls around and I'm sitting outside in the sunshine while the rest of the country is bundled up, I'm reminded why so many people love calling Longboat Key home. Number 5, our neighborhoods. Longboat Key has many different neighborhoods throughout this small island, and each has its own unique features and amenities. With the key only being about 12 miles long and 1 mile wide, neighborhoods are often referred to as either beachside or bayside. The good news about Longboat Key Neighborhoods is there are a variety of options to choose from. Now, the disappointing news is that Longboat Key is considered an affluent community, and the real estate prices reflect it. Currently, there is not a single family home on the market under $700,000, and this is going to be for a smaller home that does need some TLC. Waterfront properties, of course, are going to increase accordingly. If you're interested in condo living, then this is going to open up some more opportunities, starting in the $300,000 range. But keep in mind, this also is going to need work at this price point. Also keep in mind that with condos and villas come HOA and condo fees. Longboat Key is in a flood zone, so condo fees incorporate that flood insurance. Now, the amount of the fees will vary depending on items such as amenities, special assessments, etc. Number 6, new construction homes. With almost every inch of the island built upon, Longboat Key does not provide too many opportunities for new construction communities. If building a new construction home is of interest, you'll need to consider one of the scattered vacant lots throughout the island. If none of the remaining lots appeal to you, a popular trend is to tear down and build new. This is a common practice throughout Longboat Key. It's not uncommon to see ranch homes built in the 1960s mixed in with luxurious new construction. If you're a buyer, though, who likes instant gratification, then waiting on the completion of a new construction home, which could take almost 2 years, may not suit your needs. At one time, new construction homes on the market were rare, but Longboat Key is seeing builders and investors tearing down and building new. And as a result, we have more new construction homes hitting the market. With my husband's company, Brista Homes, we always have Longboat Key new construction homes in progress, but not necessarily on the market yet. So if you don't see anything on the MLS, then I suggest reaching out to me to see what we have in inventory. Number 7, Peacocks. If you visit the north end of Longboat Key, specifically the neighborhood of Long Beach Village, you are bound to hear the sound of a peacock. Now, if you haven't heard the sound of a peacock, it is this loud, crowing, wailing type of sound. 6 decades of peacocks roamed this village, multiplying through the years. Now, several years back, to the dismay of many of the residents, most of the peacocks were relocated, except for a few of the males. For neighborhood residents, these peacocks could be obnoxiously loud, especially during mating season, but these homeowners knew what they were getting into when they bought into this community with these beautiful birds. Therefore, the peacocks only add to the allure of that Longboat Key lifestyle. Number 8, population. Much of the construction in Longboat Key began in the 1960s, and at that time, there were only 1,000 residents. Today, Longboat Key has grown to a population of approximately 8,000 residents. And during the winter months, this number jumps to almost 20,000. The Longboat Key population was mainly retirees years ago, but the demographics has changed in the recent years. Longboat Key is now seeing more young professionals and families, and even more so since COVID changed the workforce trend. With people working from home, the area has seen an increase in renters and home buyers, making Longboat Key their permanent home. Number 9, real estate. The Longboat Key real estate market has seen some significant changes since COVID-19 and the 2024 hurricanes. While the market previously experienced an unprecedented surge in demand, leading to properties going under contract within hours, the current scenario presents a slightly different picture. The current inventory in Longboat Key stands at 7 months supply, which indicates a shift toward a buyer's market. To understand this better, the month supply refers to the number of months it would take for the current inventory of homes on the market to sell, given the current pace of sales. A balanced market where neither buyers or sellers have a distinct advantage typically has a 4 to 6 month supply. Therefore, a 7-month supply suggests buyers may have more options and negotiating power compared to the recent past. In terms of pricing, the Longboat Key market shows a diverse range. You can find condos starting in the $300,000 range up to homes on the beach for $30 million. The shift to a buyer's market is a notable change from the previous high demand. While the market was once dominated by buyers willing to pay above the market value to secure properties in Longboat Key, the current trend suggests a more balanced and accessible market. This could be an opportunity for buyers who were previously priced out of the market to consider making a move to Longboat Key. Number 10, red tide. Every year, red tide seems to make its foul-smelling appearance in Longboat Key. There is no specific time or season, but when it occurs, the water turns brown or reddish, hence the term red tide. Overgrown algae are the culprit of red tide, depleting oxygen levels for our local marine life. You might see sharks searching for higher oxygen levels in the canals and dead fish lining the coastline. Fortunately, the town of Longboat Key has an annual fund reserved for cleanup. Now, each occurrence of red tide will differ as to the severity and the duration. Red tide blooms may last days or weeks or months, and they change daily due to the wind conditions and the ocean currents. When in bloom, though, those with respiratory conditions should avoid red tide areas. Now, even those without respiratory conditions may experience burning eyes, a cough, or an irritated throat. And of course, beachgoers should avoid visiting the beach until reports indicate that these toxin levels are no longer dangerous. To track red tide conditions throughout Florida via a recording, you can call 866-300-9399. Number 11, restaurants. Longboat Key has a variety of restaurants ranging from casual to fine dining. The waterfront restaurants have striking views, and some even have boat docks for guest parking. Now, during the high season, which is November through April, restaurants book quickly. So you're going to have a very difficult time just walking into a restaurant. I highly recommend making reservations. Many of our Longboat Key restaurants are tucked away, with visitors not even realizing they exist. So whether you're visiting or you're considering a move to Longboat Key, you are not going to want to miss out on some of our great dining experiences. Now, if you're looking for a list of restaurants, feel free to reach out because I have a curated list of the top restaurants for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Number 12, sea turtles. Longboat Key goes to significant measures to protect the local sea turtles and wildlife. Now, seeing the progression of nature is just simply amazing to watch. While most people view this as a positive, others considering beachfront living in Longboat Key may feel this to be a negative. To prevent hatchlings from disorientation, the town of Longboat Key has very strict ordinances from March through October. During these months, you might notice that streetlights are out, and many beachside hotels and businesses refrain from evening lights. Some condominium associations mandate beachside light restrictions during this period. While strolling along the beach, you may witness taped-off areas protecting wildlife nesting on the beaches. It is best practice if you avoid these nesting areas. Number 13, schools. One major drawback for young families moving to Longboat Key with school-aged children is that Longboat Key does not have any schools. There are many public, private, and charter school options in the surrounding towns, though. Some of the private school systems may even have bus stops in various locations throughout Longboat Key. Schools serving the northern portion of Longboat Key include Anna Maria Elementary School, King Middle School, Manatee High School, St. Stephen's Episcopal School, and IMG Academy. Nearby schools serving the southern portion of Longboat Key include Southside Elementary School, Bay Haven School of Basics Plus, Sarasota Military Academy, Sarasota High School, Riverview High School, the Out of Door Academy, Sarasota Christian School, and Cardinal Mooney High School. Number 14, the tourism tax. If you seek a home or an investment property that you plan to use as a rental, this information is going to be important for you to listen to. Unless you're grandfathered in, the town of Longboat Key has a 30-day minimum rental requirement. For properties governed by an association or an HOA, you want to be sure to review those rental restrictions because those restrictions supersede the town ordinance. Some limit it to a 3-month rental, while others do not allow rentals until after a designated period of ownership. Longboat Key has zoning officers and measures to monitor rental compliance with the town, municipality, and the state. So if you plan to rent your property for less than 6 months, then you must take the following measures with Longboat Key, your municipality, and the state of Florida. Please be aware that failure to comply with these regulations can result in fines. The first step would be to reach out to the town of Longboat Key. They require you to register your property prior to any transaction and to obtain what's called a business transaction receipt. To get this process started, all you need to do is contact the town clerk's office. Now again, failure to register is a violation and may result in a citation or a fine. Next, you're going to want to reach out to your local municipality. This municipality requires you to register and pay a tourism development tax of around 5%, which gets paid directly to the county tax collector's office. There are options for monthly or quarterly payments. The county will mail out notices when taxes are due. Lastly, you want to contact the Florida Department of Revenue. You can easily complete the application process online in approximately 15 minutes. Now, I have this whole process with links to the appropriate sites. So once again, feel free to reach out to me if I can provide that information to you. Number 15, traffic cameras. Longboat Key is one of the safest places to live in Florida, and the island takes efforts to keep it that way. As you enter the key from either end of the island, there are sophisticated cameras that captures an image of each license plate that drives through. These cameras are connected to global databases and determine many things. These cameras can estimate the time a car is on the island and whether it's only passing through or there on business. For example, if a vehicle plate enters the island on the north end, then 15 minutes later is seen exiting at the south end, the assumption is going to be that that vehicle is just passing through the island. But if they enter at the north end and then 15 minutes later exit at the north end again, now that assumption is going to be that they made a delivery or a drop-off. These cameras have also played a role in crime prevention and can determine if a known crime suspect has entered Longboat Key. Now, in 2017, unfortunately, there was a homicide of an employee at a Zota Beach resort. But the north camera played a role in capturing the suspect within days. So, if you have been thinking about making Longboat Key home, now you have a good feel of what to expect. It's a place that wins you over little by little until you just cannot imagine living anywhere else.